What's up, everybody? Welcome to an impromptu Sicko Soundoff. I'm Jim. I'm here as the host for tonight. Looks like it's going to be a pretty lengthy rain delay, so let's just uh, let's just hang out and talk Pirates. There's a link that I posted in the YouTube chat. You don't need to come on camera if you don't want to, but if you want to join the show, you have something to say, click the link. That'll put you in a little like holding area. I'll bring you on. You can say your piece. We can talk about whatever you want to talk about. But yeah, I said this was pretty popular during the off season, and during the season we just have so many shows. It's like we don't really have time for Sicko sound offs. But hey, rain delay. I was scheduled to just watch the Pirates tonight anyways, so yeah, let's just hop on here and talk Buccos. Ryan asks, "You think tomorrow's game will be postponed?" You know what, Ryan? I'm not a weatherman. I haven't looked at tomorrow's weather. I have no clue. Gregory, good evening. What's up, Yins? All right, we do have our first Sicko though, so someone's already clicked the link. Somebody's already joined. I'm joined by Nathan. Nathan, what's going on? Welcome to Sicko Sound Off. How are
What's
you?
up? What's up, Jim? How are we doing?
I'm doing great. What do you got for us tonight, Nathan? I put this out in the Discord that I was thinking about doing this, and you were like, let's do it.
Yeah, as I have nothing else to do, I was just on Xbox and I was like, screw it. No baseball right now. Let's get this.
There you go.
So I was on with Tyler and DiNardo over the offseason. You were the only one I didn't really get to talk to formally. I met you at the tailgate for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, it was busy. The tailgate was busy.
Oh, yeah. It was great.
I didn't have a chance to talk to everybody I wanted to talk to, but yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Okay, but first of all, thank you guys for doing that. It was great meeting everyone. Got to talk to Crab for about like 20 minutes. He was awesome. But yeah, so a topic I thought about, I was going to make this on my own YouTube channel just for fun, but I was going to do a tier list of all the Ben Cherington trades.
Ooh.
Go through them one by one. Most of them in F tier, of course, but
there's a lot.
Yeah, so like you go transaction by transaction. What is like the greatest Ben Cherington trade? Because like you would think like you could make a tier, like the lowest tier is probably like you could just call it Brian De La Cruz. And then like maybe the top tier might honestly be like Joey Bart.
Joey Bart. Well, Joey Bart wasn't a trade though, right? Was that just a straight waiver claim?
No, we traded Austin Strickland because I had to look that up.
Okay.
Because
so
they wanted something for
trade. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So Bart definitely up there. I think Bailey Falter is probably the number one trade in my opinion. I mean, you look at what Castro's done since the trade, absolutely nothing. And you look at what Falter's done since coming over. He hasn't been like lights out by any means, but I mean, he's given you now, let's see, 248 innings, 4.27 earned run average, 47 starts, 50 appearances. Like that's just a solid back end of the rotation arm. And like he didn't give up anything for it, really, because Castro's done nothing since that trade.
Yeah, it's crazy that Bailey Falter trade was honestly one of those. This is a nothing trade at the time. It's like this is a Phillies arm that the Phillies is just not good. When you looked at his stats in Philadelphia, it's like it was their worst pitcher they had at the time because you think of what they had in their rotation, and you would think it was like, okay, of course he's going to be on the Pirates. It's like, where else is he going to pitch right now? And then going into last season, the Miami game, I think it was the Jazz Chisholm Grand Slam. Everyone's like, get him out of here, DFA him right now. And then he's become this like crazy trade chip that people are like, maybe we get rid of him. But like listening to other points of view, it's like, I don't know if we can't, like, is it worth trading these guys? Because we don't really know much of if the young guys are going to be good enough to fill in that spot.
Yeah, and I think with Falter in particular, like I don't know if you get the value in return that like he provides you. I mean, like how I know that teams want arms, but like he's just been solid and he's cheap. I mean, he's still got a couple more years of team control left. 3 more years of team control left. He's a Super 2 guy, so he'll have 4 years of arbitration. But yeah, like I mean, he's making 2.2 million this year. You're probably thinking 4 million next year, 6 million the year after, 8 million after that. And like for a starting pitcher who's going to give you 150 innings a year of competent baseball, like
Yeah.
that's well worth it. And like you mentioned, like they've got plenty of depth. So like if you do need to deal him down the road, you could. But yeah, I mean, unless someone comes out there and blows you away for Bailey Falter, he's probably a guy I'm hanging on to.
Yeah, and it's funny because all off season when we were like dreaming of this how to do an off season, like I was
Mhm.
pounding the table for like a Josh Naylor, a Nathaniel Lowe, Yandy Diaz. Of course, we didn't get any of those guys, but the trade we decided to get rid of was Luis Ortiz. And I remember in the Discord, everyone in the chat was like, "You trade Ortiz or you trade Bailey Falter," and I feel like we got a good value out of Bailey Falter right now. I think that was probably the right decision to keep him. And at the time, it's like, whenever you're thinking about who to trade, it's like maybe Falter, I guess, because it was like
Mhm.
maybe last year was a fluke. But this year, like he's putting up a very sneaky all-star case if there was more than one all-star spot for each team, for pitchers at least, which is crazy. It's a great like career like turnaround.
Yeah, he's been excellent. The May that he put together, I mean, you can't ask for much
Oh
better
yeah.
than that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what he can continue to do. I don't think he's like this good.
Hmm.
Like I don't think Bailey Falter is like a number 2 starter in the majors, which is basically what he's pitching like right now.
Yeah.
But like I think he'll ultimately end up with an ERA in the low to mid fours, and like I said, he'll give you 140 to 160 innings this year. And I mean, when it's all said and done, that's going to end up being like a 1.5, 2 WAR pitcher,
Yeah.
and teams would kill to have a guy like that just like consistent in the back of the rotation.
Yeah. Like whenever you think of like all these trades, like going back to it, like we all like would say Falter's probably the number one trade Ben has done in the last 6 years. Probably Bart, IKF, who like when we traded for IKF last year, is like when he became a Pirate, if you look at his like baseball reference page, it
Mhm.
was not good. But then like going into this offseason, the question I had was like, I don't see this guy as the everyday shortstop. And like he has shown defensive liabilities at times, but it's crazy. His bat is playing right now. And this is like the bat like the Blue Jays got to see before he got hurt and traded. So it's kind of like then I go on Twitter, everyone's turned in like gone from DFA or trade IKF to people are saying extend IKF. Like I
Right.
don't know. This is spoiler alert to everyone saying that it's not gonna happen because he said like he said in like a post game interview, like he's like this is not what I expected or something along the lines like when I came here. That just gives me the like telling point that IKF is not going to get extended or accept any sort of like payday unless no one else wants him. Which I would say like who wouldn't want him the way he's playing right now?
Yeah, I think IKF is going to be, if he keeps hitting like this, there's going to be teams calling about him.
Oh yeah,
And they won't be calling about him as like a primary shortstop type guy, but like the way that IKF was intended to be used, where, hey, like he can play 4 or 5 different positions out there. He can do them all relatively well enough that like you're comfortable with him doing it. And yeah, like he's hitting the ball right now. I mean, you saw the Blue Jays got a real prospect for him last year. I think the Pirates could probably get a real prospect for him this year. Now, McAdoo's definitely taken a turn for
oh
the
yeah,
worst since going to Toronto, but like he was a real prospect. Like he was, I think the Pirates number 12 or
yeah. He
14
came out of
prospect at
nowhere
the
too.
time. Yeah, I mean, he was kind of coming up there through the rankings. He was playing really well at Altoona. So yeah, I think the Pirates will be able to trade IKF. I think there'll be plenty of teams that are calling about him, and I think they could end up getting like a real person in return for him.
Yeah, and it turns into the discussion like people like will always bring up like they can't see it on my screen, but I have a Hayes jersey in my corner, and it's like I'm slowly like I've finally decided I think I'm ready to move on from a Brian Hayes just listening to like all this talk, which it sucks to say because like Hayes since his call up has been like one of my favorite guys to root for, but then you're like that bat like if you're trying to win baseball games, I think his OPS is still below 600 if I'm not mistaken. Like I don't have the stats up right now, but
It's
it's like
below 600, yes, by
it's
quite a bit.
it's like to be competent, you want to be like 699 or higher, I would say, maybe in the 700s to look at least decent. For a guy like his contract is nothing to other teams, like at all.
Mhm.
And Pirates perspective, it's a lot of money because Bob. But like you think about it, it's like people say no one will want that. Like the people like the Yankees fans per se. I saw a tweet. Someone said, we want Hayes. Now here's the thing with the Yankees that we can't do. The Yankees can hide his bat in the lineup at the 8th or 9th spot because look at what they have ahead of them. They have like an Aaron Judge, a Jazz Chisholm, Stanton when healthy, all these other guys that can hit him in or do the work for him, and they can sacrifice his bat for the defense. But it turns into, what can you realistically get out of a Ke'Bryan Hayes? If you want to give him to a team to even take that contract, even though it's small, you're probably going to have to throw in something else, like one of these young pitchers, if you want to try to even like get something of value in return. So I don't know if like there's anything. I think like
that's the thing. Like, I don't think Hayes has any value right now. Like, I think if you're trading Hayes, it's just a straight up dump.
Yeah.
Like, no one's giving you anything to take. No one's given anything to take a less than 1 WAR third baseman who can't hit, who's getting paid, $8 million off your hands.
Yeah, it's very weird how it works with the whole like trade developments, because of all the people that would have value to trade, like that are under contract, it's sadly like Mitch Keller. And I don't want Mitch Keller to go because he's having a good year, like minus like people that just look at records with pitchers, because in my opinion, that doesn't matter because I look at ERA. And Keller's having a very solid year for Mitch Keller standards, and people can throw in the whole, well, he falls apart in the second half. Well, he's part of the reason this team's even as good as they are right now, because he's keeping them in ball games. So like, I get he's the guy that gives them the value in return. But the thing is, like, if there's a guy that I think could be shipped off, it's not going to be Reynolds. I don't think it should be Reynolds because, like, I think you've said in the Discord to many times, and I agree, this team doesn't need a full-blown blow it up. It needs, like, a retool, not a rebuild, but, like, a retool. And it turns into the aspect of what can you turn these guys into? Like, if you trade a Mitch Keller, you're going to get at least some sort of a young bat. And everyone pairs us up with the Orioles. Personally, and this might be a hot take, I'm not that interested in a Keston Hjerkstad. Not going to lie. Like, I don't get the like appeal of it. There's a reason why he doesn't really have a spot in the Orioles right now. Like, if he can't get a spot over like a Mullins who's in a contract year trying to get out of there. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Mullins is traded away from Baltimore at some point.
Could see it.
And like, it turns into like, where is the match for like these young bats that like, I know people like hype up the Orioles, but it's like, what do they see in these guys? Is it just like the prospect of value? It's like, oh yeah, they're ranked really high, but like when you look at these other stats, like we're seeing with Nick York right now, he's struggling. Like that type of thing. Like we look at like, oh yeah, call up Nick York, but it's like I can pound the table for that. But like when you look at his overlaying stats, he's like extra base hits weren't coming to him in May. Strikeout rate pretty high. Like, what is there to like go out and get that would make people happy? And the stuff that people want to make them happy and get, they throw these names out there. I don't think they read the stats. And it's like, they're not doing too hot. Not to be a Debbie Downer or like pessimistic right now, but like, they're not doing hot for the guys they want.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd be all that happy with Keston Hjerkstad for Mitch Keller, and like Kobe Mayo being thrown out there too. Like, I don't know. I think Kobe Mayo, same deal. Like, a lot of flaws in Kobe Mayo's game so far in his major league career and his AAA career. Like, just striking out at an exorbitant rate, and then just like it's not that appealing to me. So I agree. It's going to be tough to find like a match. I do think Keller's the one guy. Like, I don't want to trade Keller. I do not want to trade him, but I think he is the one guy where like it makes sense to do it because, one, how much he's getting paid, and two, I think you could get something real in return for him. I don't know if the Orioles are a good trade partner, to be honest, just based off of who they've got. Like, unless they want to give up like Basayo, but I don't know if they would do that.
At the same time, you look at the catching prospects we're trying to get worked. Like, that would just create even a bigger logjam. Because personally, like I want to see now what Henry Davis has. Like, I am pro play Henry Davis until like Bart is like healthy. I guess he can play back, but like it's like, I want to see what the number 1 overall pick at a catcher can do, because I want to see if like he can develop his bat into something like You see how like Spencer Torkelson has fixed his career, even though I thought he had a higher potential than Henry Davis. He has fixed his career. Like my uncle's a Detroit Tigers fans. There were Tigers fans just giving up on this guy. And he was like, I'm not giving up on this dude because I'm like, the power is there. He's at a power position. Henry Davis, catchers aren't really a power position anymore in the game of baseball. Like they're not going, a lot of them aren't bat first. But Henry Davis has showed with all these like pull a ball foul for a home run, like that, those types of hits, like the foul ball homers. He has some sneaky pop if he can connect on one and like spread the ball throughout the entire field. The game against the Diamondbacks, the one that impressed like everyone the most, the home run and the double, when he hit it like Oppo, I think, into the gap, that double,
yep,
that was more impressive in my opinion than the home run because he showed he can spray the ball to all sides of the field. Like I want to see Henry Davis get runway to just when Bart is healthy. Sorry, Joey Bart. Like I'm happy you kind of resurrected your career in Pittsburgh. But I want to see Henry Davis play. And I don't know if really that's a hot take for a lot of fans anymore. And like Endy Rodriguez too. I get like, Endy I want to believe in too, man. But it's like, I want to see Henry get all these reps. Endy came from outside the organization. And we know how Ben is done looking outside the organization. No offense. Well, all offense to Ben. No offense to Endy. But it's like, we saw Endy play at first base. We saw him play at catcher. Who knows? Ben might throw him out in center field one day. But the thing with Endy Rodriguez at the same time is like there's people that want to see him. Henry's bat for some reason just speaks more to me. And like it gets to the point like you could trade Joey Bart as a chip, but we've seen like many times catchers usually aren't flipped, like at least starting catchers. It's a very weird thing. Well, unless you're Austin Hedges, of course. But it's like you don't see catchers get traded all this time. So like, what do you do in that situation?
Right.
It's very
it's there's definitely going to be a logjam there once Bart comes back because I feel like you do have to get Bart's bat in the lineup somehow, especially against lefties. But you want to give Henry Davis as much time as possible as well. So
yeah,
I agree. It's gonna be tough. But you know what? We got another person waiting. So Nathan, thanks for hopping on.
Can I say one sentence?
Being the first person. Yes.
So I said in the Discord months ago that I was comparing Pirates of Ben to Steelers. So like Van Jefferson was Brian De La Cruz or Allen Robinson, like kind of like that. Aaron Rodgers, Tommy Pham. That's the combo right there. Thanks for having me on. There's my pipe bomb.
Definitely. Thanks, Nathan. Oh, and you have a YouTube channel too. Plug it while you're here.
Everyone, thanks for letting me do this. Go subscribe. It's just my name, Nathan Osler. Someone said in the chat. I'll join the chat after this. I'll just click my channel. We're at 338. Help me get to 400.
There you go. Help Nathan get to 400.
See y'all later.
All right, man. Appreciate it. All right. That was Nathan. So he got the inaugural guest here on our first ever rain delay version of Sicko Soundoff. Hoosier Stan here says postponed. No, the game is not postponed. It is currently in a rain delay. And so while we're in a rain delay, we're talking Pittsburgh Pirates. Anything you guys want to talk about, there's a link that's pinned on the YouTube channel. Click that link. It'll get you into like a waiting room. I'll bring you on. You can talk about whatever you want. You don't have to be on camera like Nathan was. You can just have the camera off and say whatever you want. But yeah, click the link if you got anything to say. But next up, also who was at the tailgate, and he's been a Sicko Soundoff veteran. I think this is like his third or fourth time on. So John joining the show. What's up, man? How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing wonderful. How about you?
I'm doing great.
Yeah, I don't really have a ton to talk about. I missed the show. I missed the format, and I was like, don't have anything else to do. So yeah, I disagree with the last person saying that Pham is anywhere akin to Rodgers. At least I really, really hope that's not the case. Because Pham is completely cooked. And I guess if there's one thing I wanted to talk about, it'd probably be the fact that he's getting so much runway and it's so annoying. Like Canario has shown flashes, and I'd really love to know if he's a potential solution. You know, like he's somebody that is on approximately a 2 FWAR pace if he would get consistent playing time. He's shown pop, which is something that we do not have at all anywhere really in the upper minors coming up anytime soon. So that'd be lovely.
Yeah, I mean, just it is a little confusing to me because he's not in today's lineup. He wasn't in yesterday's lineup. He's only started 2 of the last 6 games, and Tommy Pham has now gotten 2 starts in a row, and he started 4 of the last 6 games in left field. So I'm not quite sure why. Yeah, like they keep giving all this playing time to Tommy Pham. When Kelly first came in, they just
Yeah, he
rolled
was.
Canario out there over and over
I
and
was
over
thinking
again.
Pham was going to be gone because
Yeah.
the way it was going, all the starting time was going to Canario, and then that just evaporated. It's gone. He's back to being relegated to the bench, and I'm almost starting to get concerned if a roster move has to be made. They're starting to see, like the pieces are starting to get there piling up to where it's like, are they going to be willing to DFA Pham? No one seems to think so. Would they be willing to DFA send down Triolo? No one seems to think so. So they already got rid of Solak. So if it was to come to that, is Canario the 13th guy on the bench right now? And if so, that's bad roster management because he should be starting.
Yeah, you know what this could be, and this is kind of what I hope is happening, is they're giving Tommy Pham like one last run to be like, hey, like you're at the end of the line here. We're gonna throw you out here, get some at bats for a week or two. And if at the end of this week or these 2 weeks, you still haven't hit a darn extra base hit or that's the problem with Pham right now is he's not giving you anything. Every single hit he has is like an infield single. He's slugging 238.
Yeah.
238, which is ridiculous. So like maybe they're just like, hey, you know what? This is your last shot. Like we're gonna give you some run time. We're not gonna just like send you off, with nothing. But like we're gonna play you for a week or two pretty regularly. And if at the end of that week or two you're not doing it, then you're gone. Maybe that's what they're doing. Hopefully that's what they're doing because
I really do hope that's the case because I definitely see a player there. Like if he can keep his strikeout rate at what it's been at since he's been here, he's got he's got some decent defense in terms of a corner outfielder. He can even cameo as a center fielder if you need that. He's got an arm. He's got a little bit of speed, like 70th ish percentile. So it's something that I would like to see happen. And then also, I saw that you guys were doing some trade talk. One thing I've been thinking about lately is if hypothetically Canario does become a 2-WAR player and Tremar Johnson's ready to come up next year, or Nick York becomes a 2-WAR player, and they do move Gonzalez to short, we just have an entire team of 2-WAR players. And it's like, where do you do the upgrading? Like it'd be Davis is on a 2-WAR pace right now. Horwitz is about a 2-WAR pace for his career. Gonzalez had about a 2-WAR season last year. Hayes, with his lack of a bat, but still plus defense, is about a 2-WAR player.
Yeah, I mean, Cruz is your one guy where you're like,
Cruz is the one guy. Yeah.
5-WAR player. I mean, I think you just look at upgrades wherever they can be. It's
But the thing is, the free agent
by
price range
Canario by no means is like
no, it's just not. If I would say there's 2 places to upgrade, it'd be left field and either shortstop or second base, depending on what you can find out there and what Gonzalez is capable of.
Shortstop is the big opportunity, but at the same time, shortstops are expensive. Like to find a real shortstop, like I mean, I think Bo Bichette is like a perfect fit for this team, but like
his power showed back up, didn't it?
Right? Yeah, I mean, he's a good player. Like let's like
he's starting to be in like the 200 million range now, and
that's
climbing.
The problem. That's the problem with Bo Bichette is like he's almost. Now, I will never say that Bo Bichette is out of the Pirates' price range because I think the Pirates can afford a player like this. But a shortstop with a 117 weighted runs created plus who can play defense, he's going to make a lot of money. Like he's going to get paid a pretty substantial amount of money. He's going to get a long-term deal with a lot of years, and it's going to the million. It's going to be in the 9-figure range. The Pirates have literally never done that before. So there's nothing that shows me that the Pirates are willing to do something like that, even though it makes all the sense in the world. yeah, I think they could make a big upgrade at shortstop. I think there's a big upgrade at third base that could be made. Like, I mean, Hayes is playing very poorly right now. There's upgrades in the corner outfield, and you also don't know like if Kutch is going to be back next year too. So, like,
I think Kutch will be back.
You can do?
He's
maybe
if he keeps hitting the way he's hitting, there's no way he doesn't come back for one more, because it really seems like he wants to go out a winner. Whether or not that'll happen next year, who knows? He seems to think it's possible, but also he's going to be chasing a few more milestone stats if he sticks around for another year. Like if he plays next year, he probably gets to 350 home runs, which would boost his Hall of Fame candidacy. He would almost certainly clear the 50 WAR mark, which once again, that's a big barometer for Hall of Fame candidacy. And he's cheap. He's the one free agent that we can get that's definitely going to be productive at a value at the price they're willing to pay. So you almost got to bring him in, put him at DH. He's been willing to play the field. Like he's done fine in the field. So I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to trying that a little bit more. It seems like they've stopped doing that now that Reynolds' shoulder is back to normal. I think that's foolish. That's something they should try to experiment with, especially once Bart's healthy again. There should be some Bart DHing and Davis catching. But yeah, I
agree. And the problem is just next year he's going to be another year older. So, what is that going to do? He did play left field on May 12th, but he's only played the field once since April 16th.
Yeah. Well,
now he's been in the lineup a lot more though. I feel like he's getting a lot less off days.
Yeah. I hope they make the upgrades necessary. Who knows? I really still don't believe it's going to be Cherington to do it. I know there's a lot of debate and discussion about if he's got another year in him. I don't see it. This year's going so bad, and unless it's dramatically turned around, it's not happening. But yeah, I just want to stop by and say, hey, hope the rain delay goes short. I just missed the phone call, so I got to peace out. But have a good one.
I'll see you, John. Appreciate you.
Yep.
All right. That was John. Again, click the link on the pinned note in YouTube if you want to join. We've got a couple people still waiting, so we'll get to them now. Welcome, Connor. Faceless, cameraless Connor. How you doing, man?
Crap. My battery was charging for my camera. I need to get new batteries for my camera, so I don't think we're gonna have any face cam today, which is fine because I haven't shaved and my hair is super long.
You know what? Nobody wants to see that.
And also,
nobody wants to see that.
I just got back from cooking, so my shirt's kind of dirty.
You got a face for radio.
It was very messy. I do have a face for radio. Many people have told me that.
What's up, man? How you doing?
Just I'm enjoying watching this terrible team every day. Because it's just
You're enjoying it?
Yeah, well, like I have to admit that to myself because otherwise, why would I keep doing it? Like on some level, I enjoy this. Like I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm a sicko. I'm not sure I really enjoy getting as mad as I do about it. But like, damn, if I don't miss them when they have a travel day, it's just like during the season, it's part of the daily routine of being a baseball fan, and it's just awesome. Also, the late starts that are caused by all these rain delays, I love them. Like, I don't know. I'm sure there are some older baseball fans who disagree with me who like very much enjoy the 6:30 starts.
I hate the 6:40 starts.
They're so dumb, right?
I hate them. They're
so dumb. It's especially because like I understood it when like games were going like 4 hours. It was probably like a good idea when games were going 4 hours, so people weren't leaving with their kids. Like, we got to leave at like the 6th inning because this game's like it's a 5-hour game. But now that like every game is like 2.5 hours or less.
Yeah, games are ending like before 9 o'clock now.
Yeah. So like I don't see any reason why like they don't move it back to 7:30. Because like what's the point of a night game too? Like what's the point of a night game if like you're in the 7th inning before like you really notice the lights are on?
Yeah, no, I hear you. I think 7:05 is a sweet spot. Like, just give me that 7:05 start time every time. I also hate that they moved like a lot of those Saturday games to 4.
Right. Yeah.
Like
that's a weird one.
Because like that's like right in the middle of your day. Like if you go to a Pirates game on a Saturday, then like your whole day is taken.
Yeah,
Whereas
like if you
before
like the
you
weekend
could just
plan,
do
you
a
do
Saturday
like
night game. Yeah.
you go to lunch and then you go to the Pirates game or whatever. But then like the 4 p.m. is that weird time slot where like if you're going to the game, it has to like take up basically your entire day.
Yeah. So
like you can't really do anything before. Like you can do stuff after but like if you have kids, like that becomes hard.
Yeah, I would rather like if you're gonna do the day game route on a Saturday, just do it at 12:30, or just punch it back to 7.
Yeah.
Oh.
I wasn't here for. I only tuned in for the tail end of John. How much discussion did we do? Because I know you're a supporter of Andrew McCutchen's Hall of Fame case.
I wouldn't necessarily say I'm a supporter. Like I think there's a discussion to be had.
Okay.
Now I think if you take the overall body of work, there aren't too many people who have done everything that he's done. On top of that, I think you have to sort of take into account some of the off the field stuff. Like without Andrew McCutchen, what's baseball in Pittsburgh like?
This team would still be wandering the desert. They're wandering the desert now, but they would never have found paradise for those 3 years.
No, like he's like the one person this entire fan base, if you're under the age of, say if you're under the age of 40, like you probably barely remember Barry Bonds, but you were like a young child for that.
Right.
So like if you're 40 or younger, like Andrew McCutchen is all you know, like when it comes to Pittsburgh Pirates baseball. Like he's the guy. And I think that means something.
It does.
And if you look at like there was
I disagree that here's my opinion on this. Like I disagree that like playing for a bunch of teams can somehow take away from somebody's case. But if like you have a strong team identity and you contributed a lot to that team's success, which of course he was without him, they couldn't have done what they did. That should help you. Like I'm of the belief that like there's no way that anybody should argue that Fred McGriff playing for as many teams, or like I think I was the last time I watched Russo was like 6 years ago, and he made an argument that like Beltran playing for so many teams should keep him out of the Hall of Fame, and that was like the last time I watched him because it was such a ridiculous take. Like it shouldn't be able to hurt you, but it can help you.
I agree. And like here's like my when people say, like there were some people, like I put that tweet out yesterday about how the Pirates, like that was just me rage baiting people, to be honest. But
yeah, I figured
if you look at the Pittsburgh Pirates, and like this is Baseball Reference, they're all-time top 24 players. And like you can't look at this list and say Andrew McCutchen, who's right here, number 12 on this list, is nowhere close to the Hall of Fame. Because guess what? Number 1's in the Hall of Fame, 2's in the Hall of Fame, 3's in the Hall of Fame, 4's in the Hall of Fame, 5 is in the Hall of Fame, 6 is in the Hall of Fame, 7 and 8 are not because they're pitchers from like the 1800s. 9 is Barry Bonds.
Babe Adams pitched into the 20s, didn't he?
Yeah, but like they're old, like oldie time.
I get it. Yeah.
But Barry Bonds, who should be in the Hall of Fame, all things considered.
His
Fred
dad
Clark,
should
Hall
be
of Fame. Yeah, probably. Fred Clark, Hall of Fame.
His son are the only members of the 300, 400 club, correct?
Maybe. Yeah, probably. But like Kiner, Hall of Fame, and then Kutch. And then it's like Bob Friend. But then you like Pie Trainer's here behind Kutch. Pie Trainer's a Hall of Famer. Bill Mazeroski's a Hall of Famer. Dave Parker's a Hall of Famer. So like you've got these guys who are behind Kutch, and right, like Andrew McCutchen is 0.2 WAR away from Ralph Kiner.
Right. I don't think people understand like that's where I get like kind of. I feel like people just haven't really paid attention to it as much.
I think that's what it is.
His like he really only has like the 3 years of team success. Right. Even when he left Pittsburgh, like his teams really generally haven't been that successful. You know, has he ever been in an NLCS or a championship series? I don't think he has a single CS appearance, does he?
Well, let's see. When he was with San Francisco, they traded him to New York, and New York went to the divisional series that year, but lost. And then that's his last playoff appearance was 2018.
Yeah, my entire thing is like, it's there isn't a single thing that gets him into the Hall of Fame, but it's a very strange body of work case where he has the peak and played long enough to get to those nice round counting stat numbers that everybody likes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't make an argument, well, he didn't play long enough. That can't be. But he also didn't get to like 500 home runs, so you can't make that case either that he's just a slam dunk guy. That he has the counting stats, the body of work, and the peak, where it's like he's not. It's not just people saying that this guy's in because he's better than Harold Baines or he's better than Lloyd Wainer, who are the two commonly cited. This guy's the worst Hall of Famer or whatever.
Yep.
His career.
I mean, Mazeroski. You look at Mazeroski. I mean, if you pulled up Bill Mazeroski's career stats, it's like in no way is he a Hall of Famer, but he got in eventually. And I don't think Kutch will get voted in. Like, I really don't think he's.
Yeah, I don't.
In. I'm with you where you've been saying it in the Discord and on Twitter, but like I think he gets in eventually, but it's going to be like 25, 30 years later,
right, as
like a veterans committee selection.
His career is eerily similar to Dave Parker's without the cocaine. But
I'd say Kutch's second half, like Kutch didn't have the extended fall off.
It's better early, a slightly more valuable peak, and a more consistent back half.
Yeah.
Because his career has been better than Dave Parker's. Like, I don't think people understand his career is like Parker and McCutchen's like age 24 to 28 seasons are like, those are the years that got Parker in the Hall. And if McCutchen gets in, those are going to be the years that gets him in.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, they both had pretty considerable step backs in production. So their careers mirror each other very well, except for the early part, which of course McCutchen was better.
Yeah.
And I don't think people understand that McCutchen like has a higher OPS and WRC plus over that 5-year stretch of his career that got Parker in. Like, he's a more valuable player than Dave Parker, who there was a huge local push for years that like Dave Parker should really be in. And I'm not a small Hall guy, so I agree with that. But like, that entire thing is like, if you support Dave Parker, like, you have to support McCutchen. Like,
I agree with
logically.
You. Yeah.
Unless you're saying that Parker was the best player on a World Series team, or like if you're using any arguments like that.
Yeah, I guess if you wanna say like team success should play a role in this, then Parker's got that on McCutchen. But as far as from like an individual standpoint, like there's nothing that Dave Parker did that outshines McCutchen, really.
No.
So, all right, Connor. Well, we got 2 more people waiting, but appreciate you hopping on here, man. It's nice talking to you.
You should clean your beard.
Thanks. All right, that was Connor. Let's go to a Discord member who's been waiting here for a while. We got is it Fubini?
Yeah, exactly.
Fabini. Yeah. What's up, man? How you doing?
Oh, good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good for a rain delay Thursday evening.
Yeah, we're all just sitting around waiting, I guess. So
I don't think we've gotten any updates either. Just says delay is continuing. You know what though? Bubba Chandler's starting tonight. Later.
Funny enough, I was just about to ask about the man himself.
What a segue. What a segue.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe you mentioned earlier that I don't think we need a complete nuclear bomb taken to this team to like move forward, more just a retool. So maybe let's ask about what the first steps towards such a retooling should be. And I guess John proposed this in the Discord a couple days ago, and I don't know about this one, but he proposed a Bubba Chandler for Roman Anthony trade. I think that that might be a little. I don't know if we can make that one work, but
that's one of those trades where like it would be fun if it ever happened in real life, but like that just doesn't happen ever in real life. Like the number 1 prospect in the world for the number 2 prospect in the world, like straight up before either of them have debuted. Like that's never going to happen.
Yeah, it's Ben Cherington doesn't do risky moves like that, but maybe
I don't know if it's like risky though. Like I would say, like I think it's probably an even trade. Like if you're making it, and if you are the Pirates and you're like, you know what, we probably need hitting more than we need pitching, then like there's some appeal to it. At the same time, like good starting pitching is really hard to come by, and when you can get it for pennies on the dollar for 4 to 5 years, like it's hard to pass that up.
Yeah, but the guy who's actually rumored to maybe be on the move in Boston would be Jarren Duran. And I guess he put up, I think it was a 7-WAR season last year. And I don't know if I don't know if it's reasonable to expect him to ever do that again, but maybe a 4-WAR season, like a 4-WAR season like type guy going forward maybe might be a more reasonable expectation. He plays pretty good left field. The Pirates right now have essentially nobody in left field. Would that be maybe if you wanted to kickstart this retool? Do you call Boston about that? And if you do, what's the trade package? And if does that trade package include the man himself, Bubba Chandler?
Yeah, so first off, I don't think Bubba Chandler is being included in any trade package. Duran is it's enticing to me because like I like some of the stuff that he does.
He also I think there's 4 years of control left still, I think.
So if you include this year, he's got 4. So 3 more after this season.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would take Jarren Duran. Like not that I'm like poo-pooing on the guy. I think I'm just a little skeptical on how much Boston is willing to actually trade him. Like I know that like they've got Anthony knocking on the door, they've got all these prospects, but like I don't know if teams just don't trade like these talented guys with control. Like Boston could just keep him. Like what's stopping Boston from just keeping him?
I mean, what do you do in that? Like, because you have essentially 4 outfielders for 3 spots. And
yeah,
it seems
well,
like
let's see.
Abreu and Duran more are like they get a lot of their value from the glove, and also Rafaela. So
Rafaela is basically all glove. Yeah.
I mean, yes, do you just have Anthony play DH then? But whatever his name is, he's DH only.
Yeah, well, I mean, you've got Bregman. Bregman's got an opt-out after this year, so like maybe Bregman's only there 1 year. I mean, unless you can extend him, or if he stays, he's having a really good year right now. So if I'm Bregman and I'm having like an MVP caliber season, and I have the opportunity to cash out and sign like a huge deal this offseason, I'm probably doing that. And then Devers goes back to third, and then you got a DH spot open up where you could put anybody there that you wanted. I just feel like I said, I would take Jarren Duran in a heartbeat. I don't know how much I would give up for him.
I guess because if you don't include Bubba Chandler, it's like,
if you're the Red Sox,
what else do you have to offer then?
Well, let's think, if you're the Red Sox, you probably want starting pitching right now, right? Like that's what you would want. So if you are going to trade for Duran, you're probably needing something built around Mitch Keller. Like a Mitch Keller and Dennis Santana package, something to that effect, or Mitch Keller and David Bednar, like however you want to slice and dice it. That I think could maybe entice Boston. I mean, their pitching staff isn't outstanding. I mean, they've got Crochet, who obviously is really, really good. But like the rest of the staff doesn't really knock your socks off. So yeah, I mean, I guess if you want Duran, probably Keller plus Santana, and maybe that gets it done. I don't know.
I'm one of Mitch Keller's biggest defenders against
I love Keller
against the haters, but I think if that's a trade that Boston would take, I think you almost have to do it.
Yeah, it's hard to just, like I said, because it's tough like when you've got players with this much control. I mean, you're trading for 3 years of him, and you're not spending a whole lot of money doing so. And yeah, I don't think he's ever going to put up another 7 more season, but he's probably a 3-WAR player, which the Pirates don't have. Pirates have one of those guys essentially on their roster right now.
It's probably 4-WAR better than what they're getting out of left field right now. So
yeah, and like Duran's not really a heavy pool guy. So like the swing, I don't know. Like what's he like if you take PNC Park? So like his power, yeah, like he would have 3 home runs this year if he played all of his games at PNC Park. Last year he would have had 18. So like, yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I'd take him. But it's probably going to take Keller plus to get the guy. But like he hits the ball hard. He plays a corner outfield spot, which you need. I'd be all for it. If they swapped Keller plus for Duran, I'd probably live with it. I could live with that.
Yeah, Keller.
I don't want to trade Keller, but like I know like they probably have to at some point.
And I mean,
let me rephrase that. They don't. Money. Yeah, let me rephrase that. They don't have to. I mean, it's self. They put these restraints on themselves. They could just spend a little bit more money and keep him and go out there and get a bat the caliber of Jarren Duran. But if this is the way that they're going to choose to operate, then the pitcher who's pretty good that teams want, who's making $17 million next year, probably got to go.
And I mean, so if you do that, then you're essentially spending no money on Duran. You clear out Keller's salary, and ideally you then repackage that to address shortstop or whatever other holes you have, be that third base, second base, what have you. But we said that after the Horwitz trade too, and then they didn't do that. So
here's it. Like if they go out there and they're like, we're going to trade Keller for Duran, and then we're going to sign Bo Bichette with the money we save from Keller. Like if they go out and do that, then win-win. Do it. Send, trade, make it happen, Ben, or whoever the next guy is. I just have my doubts that they're actually going to do something like that.
They probably, we can hope for it, but they probably will not do that.
Yep.
Anyway, that's right. What I had. Just kicking off the retooling discussion.
Yeah, I agree. Like I think like a reload is more appropriate here than a total rebuild. I don't think you can rebuild as long as you have Paul Skenes. Like plain and simple.
I've been saying it. You can't trade Paul Skenes for probably 2 more years at least. Nobody will have.
There's no reason to.
Well, yeah. Nobody can offer you a package that will be worth your while.
No.
Like I mean, if you want to trade him right now, we're talking like 8 top 100 prospects. Which does any team have 8 top 100 prospects right now?
Like so the only team that could probably make it happen in reality is Boston. Like if Boston was like, we're going to send you Anthony, Meyer, Campbell, and Brian Bayo, then you're like, I might need to think about that. But like that's not a thing that's not going to happen. Like, no. So yeah, it's dumb. I understand it's a fun talking point right now. It gets cheap clicks and views if you're like a national media guy, but it's just not something that's going to happen. So.
Ideally, they retool successfully, and we can have Paul Skenes pitching at PNC Park next October. Hopefully,
let's hope so.
We can dream.
So. Yep.
Anyway, thanks for the time, Jim. Really appreciate it.
No problem. Thanks, Fubini.
Okay, see ya.
All right, that was Fubini. If you're in our Discord, you know him quite well. So again, link to join pinned on the YouTube channel. We're about 50 minutes into this, so we've been talking Buccos for a while. So as I said, if you've got something to say, come say it. Whatever you want. It looks like Ryan has something to say. So we're gonna have Ryan join. Ryan, what's going on, man?
What is up, Jim? You're doing a good job here. This is I can't believe you went 50 minutes already.
Yeah, I was like, let's just hop on, see what happens, and hey, as long as people keep joining, we got stuff to talk about.
And we might, I don't know if they get this game in. My weather app is saying rain until 10, so who knows?
Rain until 10. It might be like a West Coast game type deal.
Which I'm on the post game, Neil and I, so that would fit for me because West Coast games are perfect.
Yeah. So what's the saying? Is it sandwich time?
Hey, let's do it. It's Tyler. No, so I do have a Pirate thing to bring up.
Okay.
So Paul Skenes, the big talk, national media. Oh, the Pirates have to trade him. They have to trade Paul Skenes. There's a lot of stuff. I don't, it's stupid. Like, they're not going to trade Paul Skenes. The Pirates have said that. How could you ever get the value back for him and all that? What annoys me is there's just the whole talking points on this Paul Skenes stuff is wild to me. Like, the fact that people, like, after every start, he loses 1-0. Excuse me. Oh, I feel so bad for Paul Skenes. Bro, I feel bad for us. I feel bad for the fan base. Like, Paul Skenes is going to be okay. Like, the dude's going to get a contract at some point very soon in the near future here. That's probably going to break, record.
It'd be like $600 million.
Yeah, or $1 billion. Who knows what the Yankees or Dodgers will throw at him. So, like, he's going to be okay. He also, on an off day in San Diego, is on a boat with Livy Dunn. Like, he's going to be okay, guys. I understand. Like, I want to win too, but I feel bad for us. Like, I feel bad for the fan base. So yeah, it's just this Paul Skenes stuff. And then there was another, I don't know, I don't even know if it was a blogger or national media talking about they have to trade Skenes and trade him for value because they're not trying to win. Well, if you traded Skenes for players to help you win now, wouldn't that be technically like trying to win? So it's a mess. They just need to be better and actually build a team around Skenes. But yeah, the trade talk, it's like every national media member got a memo and said, "Hey, talk about this. You're going to get a lot of clicks." And it's just it's absurd.
It's worked. They've gotten a lot of clicks.
They have. You're right.
You're talking about it now. You're so mad you're hopping on your own podcast to talk about it.
That's right. Well, I did come on to talk about something else, but I don't know. I don't know if we're going to talk about that.
I'm with you. And it's like, and I also understand though, that like the Pirates deserve all of this. Like, there's a reason why the national media is saying this. And it's because the Pirates have shown over and over and over again that they are not committed to winning. They could have done a whole lot more this offseason. It was their decision not to do it. They are 23-39 right now because of what they didn't do this offseason. So if you're a national media guy, I understand it's clickbait. Like, there's absolutely no reason or like Paul Skenes is not getting traded. It's not happening.
Right.
But I understand people saying it like that they want it to happen and that it should happen, because the Pirates are just seemingly wasting his talent right now. And if you're a national media guy and you want to watch Paul Skenes, I wouldn't want to watch him on the Pirates. I would rather watch Paul Skenes pitch in big games, where like Dodgers Padres games with sold out crowds, and it's a 3-2 ball game in the 9th inning, and Skenes is going for the complete game, like, and it's a game that matters. Like, right now, nothing that Paul Skenes does matters.
Yeah.
Like, it's must-watch TV for us, but like, even the casual Pirates, like Paul Skenes started on a fireworks night 2 weeks ago, and there were 24,000 people there. Like, Pirates fans are already fed up that they're not doing anything to help this guy. So it's like, if Pirates fans are fed up, then everyone else is too. Yeah. So like, I understand the reason for the talks.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too. Like, yeah, people love their hypothetical trades. Like, I get it.
Yeah,
like you said, it's clickbait. It works. Whatever. And it is annoying that as soon as the Pirates get a generational player like this, it's like, oh, you got to trade him to the Dodgers, trade him to the Yankees. Who cares who he gets back? So it's annoying. But like you said, they've deserved this. Like, this is the bed the Pirates created, and they have to lie in it now. Like, if you want things to change, you can change the narrative at any time. And I get it. Whether you believe that they lost money last year, or they broke even, or they made 20 million, or they made 30 million, whatever you believe on that, like, if this was ever the time to spend that 20 million profit, if you had it, like, this is the time to do it. Like, there's no other time to do it. So this is the time you got to do it. And they're just not doing it. So they created this, they created it. And, and then you got Pirate fans. This is the other part about this. So, Paul Skenes, I feel bad for him. You have Pirate fans like, if you're not going to do anything with him, just trade him already. And it's like, why? Like, what? We're not going to be any better, or, the other thing too, like, it's just like how would you get that value back? It's absurd. It's like, it just doesn't, Like it doesn't exist. The limit does not exist. So yeah, it cracks me up. These Pirate fans come out and they say like, oh, just trade him if you're not gonna. It's like we're so miserable that we're just like, you know what, trade the only reason to watch every 5th day right now because we're miserable and we keep losing 1-0 games and stuff with them. So yeah, it's annoying. But that was pretty much my rant for today. So yeah, we were kind of waiting on a super chat from Geddes, but
didn't come.
No, it didn't. But hey, if you're in the chat and you have NCAA 25 college football, do you play on Heisman? Are you good enough to play on Heisman? What's the big deal, Jim, with going to Heisman? We upped the difficulty.
Honestly, I don't understand. Yeah, because like we were playing All-American. We were playing All-American. We're all blowing the computer teams out of the water, and then like we get to the user games, and that's what matters. So it's like, yeah, let's up it to Heisman and see what happens. Like, yeah. And then there's people complaining, saying that Heisman is going to help out the worst players. It doesn't make sense. That literally doesn't make any sense. That making the game harder is going to make it easier for the bad players. So
and ChatGPT did not agree with that. They said that it doesn't matter. The difficulty level is not that big of a difference from user game. So, but hey, look, 26 is coming out soon. It's our last season. We have teams changing conferences. We have them multiple teams in a conference. It's the last season. Why not go to Heisman? See what happens. The group chat got crazy today. I quit 3 or 4 times, came back in, but we're going to move forward.
The NCAA football group chat today. I think at one point I had a meeting that I was in, and then I didn't check it for the meeting. And at the end, it was a 45-minute meeting. I looked down and it was like 240 text messages that I had. And I was like, what are you all talking about?
Yeah. And even after all that, that debate went down, I went to get ice cream after dinner with my family. We were up there for maybe 15 minutes. I came back and there was like 87 texts in the group chat. It's like, what are we doing?
Unbelievable.
You want to come on?
All right.
My kids are still up, but that's all I got, Jim. That's all I got.
Good stuff. Thanks, Ryan. Well, if this game ever happens, you've got post-game show duties tonight. So we'll see you.
I do. So
we'll see you in a few hours.
Here's Lily. You want to talk?
What's up, Lily?
Say hi to Jim.
Hi,
How's it going? Hi, Lily.
Here, look at that. Mike says Heisman won't help out Donardo. And I think Aaron said Heisman only. There you go.
Yeah.
We settled it here.
It's settled. All right. I'll see you guys later.
Goodbye.
Bye. All right. Well, we've been doing this for about an hour. No other people are waiting, so I guess that's all the sickos who wanted to come on today. But appreciate all of you for hopping in here. We got to talk about something during the rain delay. Hopefully we get started sometime here soon. But once the game starts, we'll have the post-game show on afterwards. If it's a win, we'll be giving out Permanis. But appreciate all you guys for hopping in here. Hopefully it was fun and it took up some of your time. But yeah, outside that, like the video, subscribe to the page, all that good stuff. Let's go Bucks. All right, that wraps up this episode of North Shore 9. Thanks so much for tuning in. Whether you're listening on the podcast or catching us on YouTube, if you enjoyed the show, please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It really helps us grow. And if you're listening on the podcast, a quick review goes a long way in helping others find the show. Plus, be sure to tell a friend about us. There's always room for more here in the NS9 community. And for those looking to support us a little more, consider joining our Patreon, become an MVP member, and get exclusive perks while helping us continue to bring you more of the Pirates content you love. Thanks again for all your support, and let's go Bucks.